And yo, we locked in. It's due season. It's your boy Carl Anthony. And welcome to the Man Cave. I'm doing the part 2. This is part 2. Part 2 to don't mention semen retention to your friends, to your circle. Look, I had to do an update because there's a few things I didn't remember and a few things that I just wanted to say. Because this applies to a lot of things outside of semen retention. But one of the reasons, man, I was having a discussion with the guys, back before quarantine happened. And I actually brought up semen retention to them. And I did it without thinking. I was like, kind of talking to them about it, and really thought, because we were having this kind of semi-deep conversation about, success and things in life. And so I said, man, you gotta practice that semen retention, man. You gotta do that. And everybody was like, what? I'm like, yeah, I kind of explained it to them a little bit. They was like, man, you crazy. So they kind of started clowning me about it. And I had to remind, and at first I was like, man, y'all stupid. But at the same time, I was like, they just not on my wavelength, you know what I'm saying? They're not on my level of vibration, I'm vibrating at a high level at this moment. And also because I had to remember, I've been knowing some of these guys 20 years. So, when I was actually practicing semen retention before I put a name to it, at those times they were clowning me then. But things in my life were moving very well. I had to realize this is not for everybody's knowledge. This is something that you have to slip up on and learn for yourself. But it's kind of like, it kind of goes into the video I talked about, how do you get respect as a man? And it's by being consistent. So one thing you don't want to do is tell your plans to everybody, okay? So just like semen retention, you don't want to tell people about semen retention unless they ask you about it. But you also don't want to tell people your plans. Like, oh man, I got this business idea that I want to do, and because then, like I said, a lot of times, even if they don't clown you, they may have some kind of negative spin on what you're talking to them about. Like, hey man, don't you think too many people doing that? Or, you think it's the right time to be doing something like that? And so they put in the seeds of doubt in your own brain. So that means you are allowing them to basically stomp on your dream or stomp on your plans. You can't do that. So when it comes to the semen retention thing, right? It's almost like a secret society. All we ask is trust. No, but on a serious note, spiritual matters. Semen retention is more spiritual than physical, whether you know it or not. You may think that you're doing just a physical act of just retaining your seed, but what you're really doing is strengthening your spiritual muscle. Okay, outside of your physical muscle, you're strengthening your spiritual muscle, which is more important than anything. And so, because denying yourself the self-gratification or the gratification of pleasure, is building up your mental strength and your mental fortitude, your testicular fortitude, your intestinal fortitude. If you think about it, it's like doing reps in the gym, right? Or right now in quarantine, you're doing reps at home, right? So you may max out at 20 push-ups, but you do 20 push-ups every day for a week, and I guarantee you could probably do 25 or 30 straight, right? And then you keep on, and then you could do 35 or 40 straight, and it's a rinse and repeat. And that's the same thing with semen retention. It's strengthening you whether you know it or not. And, you know, where you used to be thirsty to talk to women and end up, you know, not knowing what to say, not knowing how to talk, tripping up on your words because you lack a certain level of confidence, well, it's less likely to happen when you're in your purpose. Less likely to happen when you retain it. Because you should be, you know, while you're in your purpose, you should be acquiring the skill set of confidence and discipline and, you know, knowledge and, you know, just being more sure of who you are. And guess what? Your friends will see your presence. And in the words of HTO, they will see the glow. And they won't know. They won't know. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you get that kingly presence, that so-called glow, guess what? Guess what's gonna happen? You're still gonna get more hate. When you start improving yourself, guess what? People hate even more. Even your friends. Because let me tell you something. The worst thing for some friends, like, let me tell you something. I got friends that's doing better than me financially, you know, and I am very congratulatory of them because guess what? I know the reason why I'm not on their level at this point. I know what it is. It's because I was not doing what I needed to do to get to where I needed to go or where I expected to be at a certain time. So you can't get jealous or envious of somebody else's success. You need to let their success fuel who you are, fuel what you're about, and then that will translate to, you know, your own presence being what it's supposed to be. Never count a man's pockets, you know. Never try to explain why somebody is doing better than you outside of blaming your own self. You know, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. You got to understand who you are and what you lack, okay? So, don't tell you guys. Stay on your grind. Stay on your path. Do what you got to do. And I guarantee you they will see the elevation. Because guess what? You're not doing it for them, though. That's the thing you got to understand. It's not for other people. It's for you. So, long as you're secure in the things that you're doing, it shouldn't matter what other people think about it. And unless someone is trying to find out the knowledge of what you know, don't share. Okay? And you'll know when the right time to share it with somebody. You'll know when that conversation is leading you in that direction for real. You know, so you got to get more aware and more in tune with yourself. More in tune with the Most High, and you know, just keep on your path, man. It ain't for everybody. It's not. It ain't for everybody. If it finds you, you are a chosen one. If it finds you, you are meant to know. You are meant to know. You know, if you heard about it and didn't get turned off by it, if you heard about semen retention and didn't, you know, frown upon it like, man, I ain't doing that. You know, if you'd have had that reaction and you had a positive reaction to it, if it keyed in on your ears and made you think like, man, you may be on to something. And guess what? It was for you. It was just for you. So, and I'm not saying that every guy shouldn't know the knowledge. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's not for everybody. Everybody's not going to take to that knowledge and receive it well and do with it what it's supposed to be done with it. You know what I'm saying? So just remember, like, you know, hold firm, man. Stay on your path. Get on your grind. Save your money. You know, stop worrying about these females. Stop worrying about them. They will come. They will be there. They're always going to be there. It's more women in the world than men, okay? It's more women in the world than men. And in the way, you know, a lot of men are going in these days and ages, you know, you got even more, you know, women at your disposal. So, like, be the best you can be. Become the best person that you can possibly become. The man that you always wanted to be, okay? Become that. You know, it's a constant journey. And you can operate in that realm the right way if you do the right things. And, you know, man, speak less, do more. Speak less, do more. It's your boy Carl Anthony. Like my video. Subscribe. I'm out.